First, we need to download and install Haxe. In Google, let's search Haxe. Click on the first link with address haxe.org. Click Download. You can download the installer based on your operating system. I am using a Mac, so I will be downloading a Mac installer. Once the downloading is complete, open the file to install it. OK, once the installation is complete, open a new terminal window. Let's check the command haxelib and see what happens. Yes, the haxelib installation is successful. You can see the list of all the options that can be used with the command haxelib. First, let's check the list of libraries already installed in the system using the command haxelib list. Oops, an error. Since this is the first time we are using haxelib on our system, we must first run the command haxelib setup. Just hit enter to set the default path for haxelib, or enter a new path to set the haxelib to your desired location. I am fine with the default path, so pressing enter. Now, let's check the list of libraries already installed. You should be seeing only one library, HXCPP. In my system, I have two. That's because I have used haxelib previously in my system for the Coliseus project. You can simply ignore that. Next, we are going to install VS Code and few extensions required for running the project. Seems like I have an older version of VS Code already installed on my system. I will simply replace it with the latest version. OK, the installation is complete. Let's now install the extensions. Let's search Haxe. This extension is provided by the Haxe Foundation to support Haxe language in VS Code. Let's install it. Next, we need to install the Haxe extension pack, which also contains Flash Debugger and other tools. Next, we need to install Haxe Block. This extension will help us in code formatting and displays all Haxe function codes in a block. OK, we have finished installing Haxe and the code editor. Now we need to install OpenFL. Open the terminal window and use the command haxelib install OpenFL. Next, we need to run the command haxelib run OpenFL setup. Yes, we need the OpenFL command. Let's try the command OpenFL and see what happens. And, yes, we have successfully installed OpenFL in our system. Now let's run a sample project and see how it works. Use the command OpenFL create to see the list of all available sample projects in our system. Wow, that's a big long list of sample projects. I need a simple one. Yeah. Got it. Displaying a bitmap. Let's try it. Use the command OpenFL create displaying a bitmap to set up the sample project folder. OK, the sample project is now ready. Use CD displaying a bitmap to change the directory. Then use the command OpenFL test HTML5 to run the project. And, congratulations! We have successfully ran our first HTML5 project. Now, let's open this project folder in VS Code. To open project directories in VS Code directly from the terminal window, we need to install a shell command, code, from VS Code. First open VS Code Editor. Then, from the menu bar select View and then choose Command Palette. In the Command Palette, type Code. And then choose the option, Shell Command, Install Code Command in Path. Click OK. Then go back to the terminal window and type the command, code, space, dot, and see the magic. Excellent! The whole project is automatically set up in the code editor. Hang on, seems like there is an issue. We forgot to install the Lime extension. Let's install it now. Click on the extensions icon and then search Lime. Lime is a Haxe library which we installed in our system during the OpenFL setup process. Click Install. Now we need to restart the editor. Now, everything looks perfect. This is the code for displaying a bitmap. Let's try to run the project one more time. This time from the editor itself. Open a new terminal window in the editor and then type the command, OpenFL test HTML5. Excellent! Now let's have some fun with it. Let's try changing the file openfl.png to a new one. Let's check the asset folder and see if we got any. Oops, there is only one file. Let's add a new one. Copy the file name. Replace it with the term OpenFL. Save the code and then open a new terminal. Use OpenFL test HTML5 to run the code again. Oh, it's too big. Let's resize it using the code. Let's change the scale property of this bitmap to 0.5. Save and run the code. Looks good, isn't it? Next, let's add the Starling library to our project. Open the terminal window and use the command haxlib install Starling. Let's check the library list once before we proceed any further. Everything looks good. Now, let's create a project folder for a new Starling project. To create a new empty project, use the command OpenFL create Starling project Starling project, where Starling project is the name of the project. Let's open this project in VS Code Editor. First change the directory and then just use the command code space dot. Yes. Our Starling project is ready for development. Hold on. We might have an issue with the Lime extension. Oh. Yes, We forgot to run the command lime setup after installing the Lime extension. That's okay, let's run it now. Use the command lime setup. Yes, we need it, insert Y. This is just an empty project. We won't be able to test any Starling features here. To do that, let's install the Starling demo project. Oh yeah, we got plenty of things to test there. To create the Starling demo project, use the command OpenFL create Starling demo. Then, as usual, change the directory, then codespace . And yes, our Starling demo project is now ready. This is a full-fledged project, so let's go through the project files once and see what it contains. There's Asset Manager, loading different assets, similar to what we have in ActionScript. There's Texture Atlases, for different sizes. A separate background image. Various types of fonts. The project XML. The game class. That's enough for now. Next, let's test the project. Let's go through the features one by one. Wow! Everything looks so cool on HTML5, just like the good old Flash days. Next, we're going to install Air SDK and test this project in Air. Before we set up Air, let's once test the command OpenFL test Air and see what happens. Oh, no! Seems like the current Starling version is outdated and not compatible with the current Haxe version. Air SDK downloading is now complete. Let's solve the Starling problem first, and install Air SDK later. To get the latest Starling's Haxe version, we need to download it from github.com/openfl/starling. Download the zip file and unzip it. Use the command haxlib dev space starling space and then enter the path of the downloaded Starling folder. Let's check the Starling folder once, just to make sure everything is correct in there. There is a source folder in there. We need to mention that, along with the folder path. Just add /src. That's it. Now, instead of using the outdated Starling haxlib, our project will be using the latest Starling version downloaded from the GitHub. You can disable this dev folder by using the command haxlib space dev space starling. Let's not do that now. Restart VS Code and let's check the haxlib list and confirm the change made to the Starling library. There you go. Starling library is now correctly pointing to the folder downloaded from the GitHub. Finally, we can now test the command OpenFL test air and see what happens. As expected, we got error. Let's copy the Air SDK to a folder and set the path to it. To set the folder path, use the command openfl space config space air underscore SDK space, then path to the folder. Good. Now, let's test air. Now, let's test for Flash and see what happens. Of course, there is no application to open SWF files, it's 2023. But, thanks to the Flash fandom, we can still download and install Flash Player and Flash Debugger on our system, even in 2023. I will share the link to the GitHub below in the description. Now, test the project and let's see. All good. To debug the builds, just use -debug along with the test command. There you go. Now you can add breakpoints in the code and let the debugging begin. That's it for this tutorial. Hope you liked it. Please do like, share, comment and subscribe my channel for more such tutorials. Till then, bye bye, take care, and happy coding.